So I think, first of all, again, I will repeat that Nigerians, we should be grateful for the leadership and the inspiration of Alhaji Dangote and the Dangote Group for what my colleague called the audacity to embark on such a huge project. And what I will also say secondly is that no matter how much I have spent time, I've watched the videos of these facilities, I've watched all sorts of reports on the facilities, there's nothing like being here physically to actually see things for yourself. What we are seeing here is more I'll call the front line of world-class technology. What most people may not really appreciate sometimes when you hear things being done like this in Nigeria is that you have the opportunity to leapfrog, take the learning from all over the world, and then apply it to deliver an outstanding world-class facility like this refinery. So this refinery has benefited from all the previous learnings. So when you hear a single train, the largest single train in the world, if you're not familiar with the details, you'll be very worried. And everybody was worried. I was also worried, right? But coming here and seeing the architecture of the plant and the redundancy that has been built into the plant, what you see is that the plant has been built in such a way that despite being single strain, it has an incredibly high availability. So the perception of the old designs, I'm an engineer, so I can speak to that, right? The old designs do not enjoy the level of technology that you see here. So why is this possible? Now it's clear to me that it's possible because it is taking advantage of the best of technology, both digital technology, AI technology, as far as advanced electronics and mechanical systems as well. So it's an impressive facilities. It's also important to say that I feel really proud as a Nigerian standing next to Alhaji, because this plant has now been tested to its full capacity, above its full capacity. Now what we saw on the screen today, which excited me, is at 661, right? This plant was supposed to be 650. None of us ever thought it would ever touch even 550, right? So seeing it live, and the parameters we are seeing are live parameters. They're not parameters that have been reported or photographs that have been written anywhere. I think every Nigerian should be proud that such an edifice is actually in Nigeria. Now, the next thing that also excites me is that Alhaji is not stopping there, and we as Nnpcl, being a very proud shareholder, and I will say even prouder today than I was yesterday, is embarking on the expansion of these facilities. And what that means is what we call replication. Replication is when you design something which is, you already know you've made all the mistakes, right? And then you just design one, build two, build three, build four. So what Alhaji has briefed us today, which excites us, is that the expansion of the plant is in hand, which means that we will double the capacity of this plant by just replicating exactly what.
All right, you're welcome back to the show. It's still Morning Spring on Western Spring Television, and it's time for the second conversation of the day. Well, we have had, this discourse going around sack Ojulari now. This is coming from different, different parts of the country, from different stakeholders around the country. It says here, let me read out this report. Nnpcl Group Chief Executive Officer Dangote visits sparks outrage as stakeholders condemn alleged neglect of public refineries. That video you just saw was of the Group Chief Executive Officer of Nnpcl, Mr. Bayo Ojulari, on his visit, to the Dangote Refinery. All right, so this recent visit by Mr. Bayo Ojulari has sparked lots of outrage and controversy amongst stakeholders in Nigeria's petroleum sector. And many have described the action as an abuse of office, considering that he has yet to pay similar visits to the government-owned refineries under his direct supervision. Now, Mr. Bayo Ojulari was appointed Group Chief Executive Officer of Nnpcl on 2nd April, that's on 2 April 2025, by the current President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And since assuming office, he has reportedly not visited the Kaduna, Warri, and Port Harcourt refineries. Now, this omission raises serious concerns about leadership priorities and commitment to national assets entrusted to his care. And one of the reactions we got here is from Dr. Joseph Obele, an energy expert and lecturer at Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, who frowned out at what he described as a troubling development. And now today on the show at this time, we have joining us Dr. Joseph Obele, energy expert and lecturer at Ignatius Ajuru University of Education. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Obele.
Having me. Good morning, Nigerians. I must start by saying, if I had a way, I would have pleaded with you not to play that video. Whenever I watch that video over and over, it hurts me. It hurts me whenever I watch that video over and over. And this can be likely to the story of one foolish married man, that the story was told about him, that he left his wife at home and attended the birthday party of his side chick, and at the birthday was raining praises on his side chick and was running down his wife at home. So this I want to say how much.
Dr. Obele, would that not be, an aberration from the scenario that you played, talking about a side chick and wife? Would you say that Mr. Bayo Ojulari is actually the one, the marketing or playing down the roles of these refineries as against a Dangote refinery? Now, let me give you some of the talking points, that he raised from that video that you do not like to watch. He talks about high availability. He also said that the old designs do not enjoy the technology available at Dangote refinery. He also said the parameters that were there are not photographed ones. If you're to...
I heard all, and I was trying to give you a background.
Please go ahead.
As an intro. Yes, so I was trying to say, we can liken his visit and his speech to the story of a foolish married man that was raining praises on a side chick and running down his wife at home. And likely, that's the same scenario. And I must say, I'm ashamed of Bayo Ojulari, the group CEO of Nnpcl, and being ashamed of him, I joined the whole stakeholders in Nigeria, oil and gas downstream sector. I joined civil society group that are calling for his sack. And we are saying, Mr. President, please sack him now. He shouldn't stay 24 hours more on that seat. He doesn't deserve to stay on that seat because he doesn't know his rules, his responsibilities on that office. He was appointed as the group CEO of Nnpcl on the 2nd April last year, 2025. And just a month later, 24th May 2025, just 30 days in office, he gave directive right from Abuja, in his office at Abuja, that the old Harcourt refinery that was running for 6 months before his arrival should be shut down. He never visited to have concerned information on ground. And I must say, till this hour, see that I am speaking right now, he has never visited the Warri refinery that has been shut down for 9 years. He has never visited the Kaduna refinery that has been shut down for 27 years. He has never visited the Port Harcourt refinery that has been shut down for 7 years today. And right from his office, he gave a directive that the one running temporarily should be shut down. And Nigerians were like, you never visited, but you acted on paper, reports on paper, that the refinery wasn't viable, wasn't commercially responsible, that it should be shut down. So how come he never acted on reports on paper for Dangote refinery that he chose to visit? And while visiting, he was raining praises on his biggest competitor. I teach management science in the university, and I'll tell you, in the business world, there's no brotherliness, there's no friendliness. That in the business world, we adopt strategies from the war zone, from the military, where we say the market leader is doing everything to bring down the market challenger, where the market challenger will be doing everything to kick off the market leader in view of taking that market leadership position. The biggest competition in the business world globally is that of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You cannot see Coca-Cola MD go anywhere and rain praises for Pepsi. You cannot see Pepsi MD go anywhere and sing praises for Coca-Cola. Not possible. This is the business world. And Dangote, as the biggest competitor to Nnpcl, he will be doing everything to cripple the Nnpcl. How dare? Then how come the group CEO of Nnpcl will visit his own facility, being your biggest competitor, and rain praises That's to say he doesn't know what it takes to be in such office. He doesn't know what it takes to be in such office. And Mr. President should sack him. And the time for Mr. President to sack him is now and today and not more than tomorrow. So we, civil society group, we will be storming the court to explore every legal option the next 15 days to call for his sack, to pray to the court, to pronounce it right from the court. The court should relieve him of his duty, or the court should advise Mr. President to sack him. He doesn't deserve to be in that office. I think I'm feeling pain for you to play this video for me this morning again.
Dr. Obele, I can feel your passion, you know, from what you said. But, you know, certain sentiments and emotions aside, what would you say are the constitutional basis for, you know, the sack of Mr. Bayo Ojulari? I mean, especially as regards this, you know, visits to the Dangote refineries. And he did say that the Nnpcl is a proud shareholder of the Dangote refineries.
He even used the word a big shareholder. Exactly.
I mean, from that video, I mean, if you see your baby, a particular one that budded right in front of you doing well, as against the others that money has been pumped into several times over, would you not share in that joy at the end of the day, Dr. Obele?
You see, let me repeat this again. I'll tell you that the mindset of Dangote, there's no place like friendliness towards NNPC. He's an aggressive competitor, and his approach to competition is what we call game theory in marketing. What is game theory in marketing? Game theory in marketing is the approach of following up your transaction in view or with the objective of making your competitors quit. In view of making your competitors quit. So you'll be the last man dominating the market and the last man standing in that market. So Dangote's mindset is in no way saying you are my colleague, you're my shareholder and the rest. No, Dangote doesn't approach his business with that kind of mindset. So recall when Melekare was the group CEO of NNPC, his approach to us, and he never visited any day unless the day of the commissioning. So that's the approach of a man that follows his competitor with an aggressive approach of winning or gaining all the market share or dominant position in any market. So him raining praises on his core competitor means he doesn't know what it takes to be in such office. Him visiting his core competitor and singing all the praises in the hymn book. See, I'm an Anglican, we sing hymns. I've never seen praises to God like he was singing praises to Dangote Refinery. So we are saying he doesn't deserve to be in that office. And he should be sacked, and Mr. President should relieve him, and he should leave that office immediately.
Mr. Joseph, that means the visit of the JCEO of Nnpcl sends a wrong signal. That's just what you have to say. There's no good side of him visiting the Dangote refinery. Is that what you're saying? Visiting, there's nothing wrong about visiting.
Okay. But the singing of praises for your competitor, was a big error. And that shows a man that's irresponsible following the call to office that is given to him. So he doesn't deserve to be in that office. Because who knows who else will be singing praises tomorrow? That's also a competitor too. Dangote doesn't have any place of friendliness or brotherliness towards NNPC. His approach, let me share this with you. We are in the sector, and you are not really in the sector. If NNPC roll out prices tomorrow morning at 800 naira per litre, Dangote will crash by 20. If NNPC reduces by 20, Dangote will crash by 30. So a man that is, I was in one meeting with top management of NNPC, and a member of NNPC board mentioned in that meeting, said, we are running into losses following the aggressive approach to Dangote towards competition. A top management of NNPC mentioned, I was in the meeting. He said, we are running losses to the tune of billions towards the consistent reduction of price by Dangote Refinery. And the man that is treating you with that dimension, you are going to rain praises for him. There is a shame to Bayo Ojulari. It's a shame, big shame, to the group CEO of NNPC. It doesn't deserve to be in that office. It should be sacked, it should be relieved, and it should vacate that office immediately.
All right, let's look at it in this angle, talking about public and private interest now, collaboration. Do you believe if collaborations can exist with private refineries like Dangote Refinery and public refineries like the Nnpcl? Is it possible to have a collaboration together? You know, you're talking about the Dangote Refinery being in competition with the Nnpcl. Can coexistence, common collaboration exist between the two?
There can be collaboration in sharing of technology, or what I call vertical integration approach or horizontal integration approach. There could be collaboration.
Okay.
There can be collaboration to an extent of you being the advertisement manager, the advertising manager to your biggest competitor. I must tell you that the new office that Dangote should be giving to Ajuru once he has been sacked is to be the public relation officer or the advertising officer to Dangote Refinery. That should be his new office, as he doesn't deserve to be the group CEO of Nnpcl.
Now, if I get you clearly, Dr. Joseph, the bone of contention here is the praises that the GCEO of Nnpcl gave to the refinery of Dangote, not about the visa. That's precisely.
Period. Now, let me give you this analysis.
Okay.
The two refineries in Port Harcourt, one has a production capacity of 160,000 barrels per day, whereas one has that of 50. A joint production capacity of 210,000 barrels production capacity per day. The one of Warri Refinery has 100,000, Kaduna about 110. A joint production capacity of about 460,000 barrels per day. Now, the Dangote Refinery is about 650,000 production capacity. And let me tell you this, there is a serious argument in the stakeholders forum that the Dangote single train refinery has a serious disadvantage. And Ajuru is aware of this argument, the disadvantage of the single train refinery. And he took it upon himself to use that as a trademark, to use that as a marketing yardstick for Dangote Refinery. Of the truth, a single train refinery has a lot of disadvantages, because when that single train goes down, the entire refinery goes down. As to compared to a full-scale refinery where all the distance operate independently on this unit, Dangote Refinery is not like that. So him knowing that the marketing factor of the Dangote Refinery was that single train issue, that's why he was emphasizing to market this. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that the Dangote Refinery 650 and the joint capacity of Nnpcl refineries 460, the difference is not much. An aggressive group CEO can, within 6 months, bring up this 460 barrel per day and give a serious competition to Dangote Refinery. Serious competition.
Talking about the old technologies that exist, Dr. Joseph.
What are we seeing right now? What we are seeing right now is that he has shut down all the government-owned refineries and now trying to rain praises for Dangote in view of giving monopoly edge to Dangote Refinery.
Dr. Obele, because we're at a loss for time, I'd like to quickly ask you this. I mean, you've talked about the alleged directive to shut down this plant. And I also told you something that he said, that's Mr. Ajuru, in that video about the parameters there not being photographed ones. That is, they're actual. And that means, that may infer that from the things we've been seeing coming from this Warri, Port Harcourt and Kaduna refineries, there may have been photo ops, but I'd like to ask you this. It says here in the report, the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries are national assets funded by taxpayers and have consumed significant public resources for rehabilitation over the years, yet they continue to struggle operationally without visible high-level engagement. But there have been people in the same positions before Mr. Ajuru. Nothing much was said about them. Now Mr. Ajuru allegedly gave a directive that this, refineries that are gulping so much from taxpayers and from the government purse should be shut down. What would you say to that, as against him visiting a certain refinery that is working so well? And could you not have also thought that may be talking about collaborations and, about tapping from, his wealth of knowledge about how technology can be devised, to probably raising up these refineries?
Okay, let's take a scenario that your child is in the clinic and another person's child is not sick and is in the classroom, who will you visit first?
But the refinery is not a human, and it has been gulping so much money.
I'm asking you a question. Your child is in the clinic, they said he's sick, and another person's child is in the classroom doing well. Who will you visit first?
Let's go ahead, Dr. Obele.
No, I'm asking you a question. Because you're trying to justify him abandoning the refineries under his custody.
Could it be called abandonment?
Who caused the abandonment? The Port Harcourt refinery has been the oldest refinery in Nigeria, has been shut down for 28 years. Then Mary Carlin tried to bring it up November 2024. And the refinery operated from November, December, January, February, until May 24th, when he came in. You use the word alleged. It wasn't alleged. He has mentioned it several times that he directed that it should be shut down. He gave the order that the refinery that was running for 6 months should be shut down. Take note, without visiting. Without visiting. Emphasis here is without visiting. He gave a directive that it should be shut down. Yet, that kind of person that has never visited the 4 government refineries under his custody choose to visit a private-owned refinery, singing millions and millions of praises for your biggest competitor. It is a shame on him. Let me tell you this, stakeholders in the industry are calling for a competition to be in the sector as against monopoly. Because when we get competition, the benefit is that consumers will get the best value for money exchange for that commodity. Because price will be crashing every day. As it stands now, the only dominant player is the Dangote refinery. And he is not doing anything possible in a no distant time to bring out the government-owned refineries. All we could see was for him to go rain praises for a private-owned refinery.
Well,
once again, shame to July.
You keep mentioning praises. For want of time, we have to go now. However, just in 10-30 seconds, what would you have expected the GCE of Nnpcl to have done differently?
He took over office 2nd April 2025. 7 days, 14 days, 21 days in office. We will have seen Ojulari take a shopper, a private helicopter, and visit the Kaduna refinery. Just 1 hour. Same day, he can visit the Warri refinery 1 hour. Same day, he can visit the Port Harcourt refinery, both refineries in Port Harcourt. And on that note, he give a press conference, say, Nigerians, we apologize for this abandonment over the years. I'm just coming in. Nigeria, give me some time.
All right,
Nigeria, give me some time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Obele. I mean, we are really at the whole stretch, and we are overstretched at this time. Thank you, Dr. Obele. Dr. Joseph Obele is an energy expert and lecturer at Ignatius Ajuru University of Education right here in Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that's the size of the program this morning, and it really has been an insightful and indeed conversational and mind-shifting, conversation we had all through, the day. This is the first installment of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. We hope to have you with us for the second installment tomorrow. And until then, my name is Ajuru Beyond the Good Side of the Law.
And I am Olufemi Alagbil. See you all tomorrow.